take a look at this. This is dramatic video showing the moments of a daring water rescue.
This is in Conroe, Texas, just north of Houston yesterday. A couple came upon this truck stuck in floodwaters with a man trapped inside. And with only minutes to spare, they jumped into action, grabbing what they could to break open the windshield. So thanks to that couple, the driver of that truck made it out alive.
That's right. And Renee Young, Robert Chance joining us tonight on Storm Center to talk about that experience. Thanks so much for being with us here tonight. First of all, I wanted to ask you, how did you come upon them and notice that there was a vehicle there and somebody inside in trouble?
We actually made a wrong turn onto Rayford Road. The rain was so bad you couldn't see. And when we made the wrong turn onto the road, something in my gut said, look over. And I noticed there was a truck in the culvert. And I didn't know if there was anyone in it. Usually a truck sunk that bad. There's no one in it, but I saw hands waving on the windshield. And, I motioned to Robert and said, hey, I think there's someone in that truck. And he just put it in park and got out and ran and grabbed a hammer and took over.
Yeah, how quickly did all this evolve? And because sometimes it's like, okay, what do I do in a situation like this? Have you ever been in a situation like this before, personally?
Me, myself, yes. Once during Harvey, it was a different. I was completely by myself during that time. But this one here, there was no time to think. It was just hurry up.
So what did you do? It looked like you maybe had a hammer, or how were you able to get this person out?
So I'm a contractor. I always have tools in my truck at all times, and I just didn't want to try to use my hands or feet or anything, and possibly not be able to finish the job. So I just went and grabbed a hammer that I knew I had in the side of my truck and just went after it.
So we don't see the actual rescue. We see up through the point you break the windshield. What happened after that? How did the guy get out, and what was the next few seconds like?
So when if you notice in the video, she was doing the video herself, and then she handed it to her daughter, and she went out there because she was like, "Oh, this is actually happening." So I'll let her say that part.
Yeah, after I threw the phone into the back seat, I thought maybe I could be more help if I was a bit closer to the scene. He ended up going from the front windshield, climbing over the roof of the truck into the back of the truck where the water flow was a bit less on his feet. And noticing that the back window was so narrow, he went ahead and just used good common sense and busted out the back side window. Grabbed the shirt collar. The gentleman lifted him up out of the window, put him into the back of the truck. They both took a breather at that point because they realized they were better than they were 10 minutes ago. So they both climbed over the top onto the hood. Someone brought them a ladder and they climbed back onto the bank.
Now, were you in communication with the driver during this whole time? Were you able to speak with them between the glass, or you just went to work?
You see me yelling in the beginning of the video when he's going for the windshield, and I'm telling him, cover your eyes, and the water is so loud. I don't think he could hear us, but once Robert got to that back window and busted it, he just kind of knew, hey, that's the way I'm getting out. So he went to the back window and Robert just grabbed him, and it wasn't until they were out that they finally started speaking.
And when you guys were, conversing, how did he get in that predicament? Was it like he just tried to get through the water, or did he get kind of overtaken by the water?
It was okay. So when the storm actually happened, it was so aggressive that you couldn't see, very far in front of you. So he was actually parked on the backside of a store and avoiding the high winds. And when it lightened up, he was actually there's a group of vehicles that was in his area. Well, they all started to leave and leave the area. Well, he kind of followed behind them. Well, the area that he was following actually was a tight corner. And the tight corner, if you miss it, you slide off into that drainage ditch. And there was no turning back. Once he said that once it caught his right passenger front tire, it was sucked off in there, and it took him for a ride. It took him around an S curve, went underneath the bridge, ripped the top, and he ended up in the end. He even said that there was a couple times he thought he was going to flip over with the current.
Unbelievable. You guys are both real heroes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for helping other people and for sharing your story with us tonight. We're so glad that both of you are okay and that the driver is okay.